On Christmas night in 1945, there was an incident in West Virginia, USA, which is still remembered. The soul trembles. George Sauder is celebrating Christmas Jashan with his wife Jenny Sauder and 10 cute children. It was, but who knew that this night is going to turn into a bad dream, a nightmare which has been an untouched mama till date. It was something that it was about 1 o'clock in the night when a sudden fire broke out in the house and George and Jeannie runs out with her 4 children, but 5 children sleeping in the room above. They always disappear somewhere, nor did they get bones of her body, nor did any other target he really burn in the fire or kidnap. This fire was really an accident, or it was sucked by special planning. In the videos of What, When, Where, Welcome. This is not just a story but a secret that is still surprise to the world today. The Unusual tries to understand each aspect of the mystery. George Sauder was a hard-working Italian immigrant who was strictly against Mussolini to Italian dictator Beni, which is why he was forced to leave Italy and live in America. Open talking could have become a problem for him, but he never showed fear. In America, he used to do trucking business and luckily he had his own home. His wife Jenny Sauder was a dedicated housewife who handled her children with love and discipline. 24th. On December 1945 Christmas, Sauder's children were playing with their new toys. It is night and 5 children go to sleep on their bed. At around 1 o'clock in the night, Jenny feels smoke in the house. When she feels smoke when she goes to see, it seems that for some reason in the kitchen, George and Jenny go out with their 4 children, but 5 children sleeping in the upper room are left inside. George tried every possible to save them. When George Sauder ran towards the window of the 2nd floor, he saw that his ladder was missing from his place. Then he thought that he should reach the window using his coal truck. But when he turned on the ignition, the truck did not start and the other truck was not started. Even those who were present there were not working there. They tried to call the Fayetteville Fire Department, but unfortunately no response was received. Later, when the fire was somehow contact with the fire chief, the fire brigade arrived after hours with the accident. Everyone felt that due to some reason, the house caught fire in which 5 children went away from this world, but it was as normal as it seemed as normal to see and hearing this case. It was too complicated. Officials also closed the case by giving a similar statement. They said that due to the fire, the children are over, but this was out of comprehension because the bones of the human body were not even ashes in the template of 800 degrees Celsius. Can become especially the part of the bones which contains calcium, which includes human teeth, even if it is not made ashes inside the furnace. Then how did it become that not 1 or 2 of the whole 5 children due to fire in the Sauder's house? Neither bones were found nor any tooth. Later was confirmed by forensic examination that the fire was not so much that the bones could make the ashes. This thing was quite knows. Only then the investigation report was made by the Sauder family. The investigation team rejected along with getting up, due to the fire. The short circuit in the kitchen said that George Sauder said that he had done all the new wiring recently and the question would not have arisen that there was no flaw in it. When he tried to remember those moments of the accident back, he also remembered some things that were indicating some mess. When he picked up the phone to call the fire brigade at the time of the fire, his wire was cut and it was also proved in the investigation that someone had really bitten the phone line of Sauder's house from outside because he does not smoke in the phone line and his edge in cutting. But the edges looks quite smooth when cutting from the plier. Later Jenny Sauder remembered that at exactly 12:30 p.m. the house was played and there was a woman who was laughing loudly, on which Jeannie cut the phone by speaking the phone. If the phone line was cut at 1 o'clock and just half an hour ago, a strange call was received on him, so it means that the phone line was cut half an hour before the fire. This night was filled with strange ejaculation. First phone call and a few minutes before the fire, Jeannie was on the roof. Some falling sound was also heard when some Majid was not heard. Later, Jeannie overturned and after a few minutes she felt the smoke of smoke. besides the ladder where George kept George, disappeared from there at the time of the accident and home. Both the trucks of George, recovered from a farm far away from a farm, which was doing the right thing till a day earlier. How both of them got spoiled at the time of fire. Due to all these things, the suspicion of George Sodder turned into confidence that their children did not die. Rather, they have been kidnapped. But how did anyone escape with them in such a noise when the response to the investigation is a story? A few months before the accident, George Sodder came to an insurance agent who was focusing on taking the insurance of the house, but when Sodder flatly refused to take insurance, in the end the agent was threatened to threaten the Sodder that you will realize when there is a fire in your house. The second theory kidnapped is that the Italian mafia did not like the opening stories against the Italian dictator Mussolini of George Sodder. That is why the Italian mafia made it its target and some people took it under their control after the fire. A woman also claimed to see the children of Sodder in different places. She said that she saw the children in a hotel with a strange couple, and the other reports say that one was seen taking them away. As many things were seen as many things. So it was confirmed that the Solders' children did not die due to the fire, otherwise he went. Then where did he go? After 1 year of the accident, some new evidence comes out. It was proved in the new investigation that the fire was deliberately set at that time. A bus driver was passing through there, who told that he saw some people throwing something like a fireball. After a few months, when the ice melted, then the house was melted. A round object like rubber was also found from the pass, which is called a pineapple bomb. Jenny remembered the voice of a few minutes before the fire that came to her due to the fall of something on the roof. Maybe she was the same pineapple bomb. George and Jenny put their lives in finding the answer to this mystery. They left no stone unturned and also followed every possible lead. They built a big billboard in which pictures of missing children and promised a reward after nearly 20 years. In 1960, Jenny gets a letter. This letter had a picture of a man who was very similar to his son Louis and had only written in the letter, Louis the first love brother Frankie. Really 5 children who go missing. This letter one of them wrote, or it was a prank. George and Johnny hired a private detective that would invest this letter. But no one was found to be found of Louis Sodder. The years passed, but this mystery could not be resolved. George could not resolve. Sodder died in 1969. Jeannie and her children who were alive, trying to find answers about their missing sister brothers. After the death of George, Jenny did not leave the family's house. He put fencing around the house and built new rooms. During the rest of his life, she always wore black clothes due to sorrow. After Jenny's death in 1989, the family has been the old and lost billboard which was planted for missing children. Or becoming part of a big conspiracy. This is a secret that will probably never be able to be a video of what, when, where. You will also like and share this video. You will get a lot of thanks to the love-filled comments.